before and after practice. How would you describe what Stolarz is meant to this team, will mean to the team for the next few years here?
Yeah, he means a lot. I mean, I think he's, the ultimate competitor. I think he's a guy that, you want to go out there and do whatever it takes to, or he'll do whatever it takes to help the team win, but he's a guy that you go out there and you block shots, whatever it takes to make his job a little bit easier. But definitely a guy that you really appreciate and want in your corner at all times.
Why do you think his personality kind of suits this market? It's not for everyone, but he seems to have really taken to the spotlight.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty laid-back guy off the ice. Very, very laid back, a lot of fun to be around. And then, once he gets on the ice, he's a competitor. I mean, he likes to fight. He likes to battle. In front of his net for position. He's never out of it too. So, like I said, I mean, he's a guy that you really appreciate what he brings to the table, both on and off the ice.
Why has Easton had such a successful camp?
I think just a couple of years under his belt now, and you can see the confidence has always been there. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. Looks to be like, the pace doesn't really affect him. Like he's keeping up with the pace really well, and he's the kind of player that I find like he can slow the game down as well and speed it up when he has to. And when he's on the ice and he has the puck on his stick, he can make a lot happen and can kind of do a lot of different things to control the game.
Austin, a young guy comes in like that, makes that impression, and appears to the West.
Yeah, I mean, he's been here for like 3 years now, right? So, I mean, I think we all kind of know him pretty well. I mean, he's a great person off the ice. Very down to earth, works hard. Comes in here every day, is very respectful to the staff, to everybody, and like I said, he works hard and kind of keeps to himself. I know deep down he's not that quiet of a kid, but we try to bring it out of him a little bit. But no, he's been playing great. He's had a great camp so far. It's been a lot of fun to see and just kind of see him progress over the last 3 years from when he was first drafted to see kind of where he is at now. And obviously his ceiling is going to continue to grow.
After a few years of growing up north, what do you see that's the value of these years?
I mean, I think just to let loose a little bit, have fun, get to be together as a team, for a couple days, and new guys coming in, get to know the new guys, and it's really just about spending time, having some fun, getting away from you guys for a little bit, and just enjoying a couple days before you get back to work, and then the season starts.
When this team gets going, what do you expect? Big picture for this year. What do you expect the style, the identity of the team to be?
I mean, I don't think anything's really going to change from what we built on from last year. I mean, we want to be direct, physical, hard to play against, good in both ends. So I don't think anything's really changed. Obviously, personnel, a couple new players, new personnel, but in reality, I mean, the structure and the way that we want to play as a team and as a whole isn't really changing at all.
Do you think the fact that Greg knows everybody so well now, like a full year, you guys in the first year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that helps. Yeah, exactly. I think it goes both ways. So, I think, having that year, kind of everybody's comfortable with one another, kind of knows, what to expect and what the standard is, and just continue to hold each other accountable to keep that upheld. I've been keeping an eye on them for sure. I mean, there's like so many sports going on right now between the golf, football, baseball, but I mean, this time of year and into the playoffs, definitely always like to watch playoff baseball, and we're obviously all rooting for the Jays.
Feel Anthony to put pen to paper and get that done?
It was good. It's a long process, but I'm happy with it. I got to a number that my family agent and I felt comfortable with, and obviously Tree felt comfortable with as well. So looking forward to being Maple Leaf for this year and 4 more years.
What does that term mean to you, Anthony? That type of commitment?
It's huge. I think that's, it makes you feel secure, it makes you feel wanted. And, like I said, I'm looking forward to, getting the season started here with the guys and just being a part of a core and being a part of a group that, is committed to winning. And, like I said, excited to get the season going here and, see how things shake out.
What's this security mean? I mean, somebody that's never had a contract for over 3 years.
It's huge. I mean, I think that's, why you play the game. You want to feel secure and you want to, feel wanted in the city and, be able to have your family there, long term. It's going to be nice to be able to go home and kind of leave things here now. So, it's exciting for sure. And, like I said, I wanted to make this work from the beginning. So I'm excited that we got it done.
You said last week that, I know I'm really good at NHL goalie. Market next year for goalies is not good. Do you have any desire to play this out and compete? How would you
I mean, you obviously have those thoughts, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is where I wanted to be. You know, last summer, or 2 summers ago, I guess this organization showed a lot of faith in me to sign me to a 2-year contract, and you know, everything has been first class, and I've really enjoyed my stay here. So, for me, if something could be worked out where I could stay long term and be a part of this group, you know, I thought it was a win-win for both sides.
You said it was a long process. When did you first start having talks? How many weeks?
Probably beginning of August, I think they started to kind of ramp up. You know, everything with free agency. You know, kind of just let the management kind of play out, see how that goes. And I mean, we were in really no rush. I kind of assumed that you know, something would come to fruition here. So I'm just happy that you know, we were able to get it done.
What are you looking forward to?
Probably nothing. Just invest a little bit here.
Look forward to really laying down roots here, as you said, for your family and getting involved in more city type stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you know, you want to give back to the community. You know, the fans are obviously a huge part of this all, and you know, it's one of the reasons I stayed, just a passionate fan base. And you know, it's you look around the city and you see that the commitment that they make to us and the support they give us, and you know, now, like you said, they got a couple years here, you know, to be able to maybe start something here and get something going in the city, which I think will be. I'll talk to the front office guys about that, the media people. So it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Craig recognizes you before practice. Auston pushes you into the middle at the end. What's it like to feel the love from your teammates?
It's one of the reasons you want to stay. You look at this group, and it's a tight-knit core, and you know, we all get along. You can go to dinner with any guy on any given night. You know, there's no cliques, and everybody gets along. So, you know, it's trips like this that we have in Muskoka that are going to bring you know, nice team bonding, team building, and are only just going to bring us closer together and get us ready for the start of the season.
You said last week about how you talk to your dad almost every morning when he comes back from the Berube or still driving the port. What was that conversation like when you got to tell him about this?
It was exciting. I actually called him yesterday. He's got off on. He goes in on Sunday night, so it was nice to just be able to talk to him yesterday and kind of let him know the details. So he was excited for sure and just happy for me. And you know, like I keep saying, I wouldn't be anywhere without him and my entire family.
Over the course of this year, what have you learned about the city, the fan base, that makes it so special?
I just think it's their passion and their you know, their loyalty to this team. I mean, you know, you go out to dinner, you go walking up and down the street, you get recognized, and you know, it's pretty special to be able to, you know, look out in the stands and see people with your jersey on. I mean, you know, I kind of thought that coming in last year, I was kind of you know, a guy that was in the background a little bit, and just looking up and being able to see Stolarz jerseys and all the kids that had signs. It you know, really makes you think back to when, you know, I was a kid going to New Jersey Devil practices and you know, watching Martin Brodeur. So you know, I think just their loyalty and passion towards us is you know, obviously a huge part in all of this. And like I said, I'm looking forward to giving back.
Your Mets are out. You're all in on the Jays now.
Yeah, I'm all in on the Jays. So it was a tough one for the Mets, but you know, diehard Jays fan now.
That have Anthony locked up.
Amazing. Obviously, tremendous goalie, really good friend. So happy to be with him for the next 4 years.
You guys talk about his fight and his compete. How kind of contagious is it when a guy in Tampa does that?
Yeah, very much so. Plays his butt off every night. Wants to win extremely bad, and as you said, great for our group. Sort of his attitude and competitiveness sort of gets sprinkled around the room, and it's great for us.
He's been in the league a long while, not an easy road for him. What do you imagine this type of security means to him?
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of been talking to him through the whole process, so yeah, I think it means a lot to him. He's earned it, and he's played, as Sean just said, played really hard. Has a great attitude, great mindset, and it's great for our group. So I'm extremely happy for him.
What's the value of this trip up north?
Yeah, just every year you have new guys on teams, and it's great to know guys, get to know them away from the rink, spend some time with them, sort of see that other side maybe you wouldn't get at the rink.
What do you remember most about last year's trip? Who did you kind of get to know that kind of helped you?
Yeah, it's just sort of hung out with Jake and Mo and Revo and golf with them, I think. But you're with everyone. You're out on the golf course. Whether you're practicing or having dinner with different groups of people. So I think it's amazing just to get away from the game for a day and sort of see that other side of your teammates.
How closely were you glued to the Jays game yesterday?
I watched it till it was like 8-4, and then I shut it off. So then I put golf on.
How pumped are you now that it's playoff baseball?
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I mean, playoff baseball is amazing. I think every pitch is so important, and it's great for the city. I think the city's done a great job of rallying behind the team, and they've done an amazing job all year. So congrats to them for clinching their division, and good luck in the playoffs.
Well, first off, congrats to the Jays. Hey?
Yeah.
So good stuff to John and all the group down there. So that's awesome stuff, and look forward to watching next week.
What do you like about the deal with Anthony you're able to get done?
Yeah, no, I think it's as I said a couple weeks ago when we started, we were hopeful to get something done. Having that certainty going into the season, he's been good for us. We think he's obviously got lots of good hockey ahead of him. So having that out of the way, it's like any deal. There's give and take on both sides. I think the number is a good number for us and gives Anthony some security. So happy to get it done.
What gives you the most confidence? What gives you the most confidence that he can build on? And he's never played that much in the league, obviously, in terms of the workload in a season. What gives you the most confidence that he's just getting going here?
Well, he's a good goalie. You're right. He hasn't played, a 50-game season, but we're set up that you don't necessarily need to have that, right? And we think the depth that we have at the position allows us to give good goaltending every night. We saw last year both of the guys at different times, carried the ball, and that's what I anticipate this year. But I think Anthony and Joe, for that matter, are both capable of being the guy, if you will. But we're set up where it's by committee, and I also like the term in terms of how it sets up organizationally. We've seen Dennis now. There's lots of talk of we've had a veteran third guy around. Well, at some point you got to let these guys go a little bit, right? And Dennis, I think, has had a terrific camp. You see AA, he's had a good camp. Pexa, so I like how it sets itself up in terms of the depth and some of the young guys that we have coming outside of both Anthony and Joe. No updates.
What does Reimer have to show you to earn a contract?
Well, I don't know at his age and experience. I think we know what James is. We're going to take the next couple days just to let him get his feet under him, and you can never have too much depth at the position. And obviously Joe's situation, and not knowing the timeline there, I wanted to make sure that we've got options, right? And so James is in here. We'll give him a day or two just to kind of get some shots. James is a veteran. We know what he's all about, and we'll just evaluate that in the next week or so.
Is he going to get in the game?
How much did him having been here before help the decision? Like you deal with?
Yeah, not really, because I wasn't here with him. Yeah, he's comfortable with the market. He's I don't know how many people are still here from when James was here before. It was a while ago. I noticed that watching some of the clips, but he's been around. He's a veteran. He's a good person. He comes into the dressing room easily. Good man. So again, we'll see.
Nice moment there at the start of practice and the end. What do you think it means to the team that Anthony is,
Well, a lot. He's obviously a big part of the team, and we were all happy that it got done, and it was well deserved.
How much easier is this for you now that it's one group? You can just narrow your focus.
Well, it is. Still a little big, but we're managing it. We know it's good, though. I mean, it's nice to have one group. We talked this morning, just ramping it up a little more this week, right? I know we're going on to the Muskokas to get away for a couple of days, which is a great deal because we got new guys on the team, and I think it's important that guys are learn a little about each other and get a little time together. So it's good, and we got to practice up there. So that's a good thing too. So yeah, but this week, we got to feel like we've got to ramp it up a little more and get a little more detail in our game.
Is there room for anything else here, or are you fairly locked in with the group as long as everyone stays healthy?
Like player wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever count anything out, and I don't want to do that, and I don't think it's fair. Camp's still on, camp's still going. There's people staying here and training, working, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not going to count anything out.
So you go on this bonding trip. What's your style as a coach in terms of getting to know guys? Do you try to keep it professional, talk hockey, or do you try to really get to know the players on a personal level? Like, what's your style?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's pretty loose. I think, we don't, I'm always one for, and even, throughout the season, it's not always hockey. I like to know what's going on in their lives. If they're willing to talk to me about it, maybe they're not. But I like to know what's happening with their families, what they're up to, just different things. I try to talk in a lot of general terms with players, not just hockey. I know most of it's hockey, and they probably don't want to hear it, but I try to, get to know all parts of their life.
Europe just won another Ryder Cup. Obviously, Keith Kelly's been involved with that. I'm wondering what you may have heard from him about what's allowed them to have so much success in that event. Is there any lessons that can come to the NHL and to the Leafs? Am I completely fishing?
Well,
Camp's almost over.
I think it, obviously Europe, when I watch it, Europe, the first 2 days didn't miss any putts. Right. And it's not that the Americans played poorly, they just didn't make any putts. And then on the final day, it gets tight, right? It's, I thought the Americans made more putts than the next. That's really what it boils down to, is putting. I don't know if there's much more goes into it than that. I mean, these guys are so good, all of them, and it's like, it's making putts or not making putts. So it was great to watch, though. I really enjoyed it. And the other thing is, congrats to the Blue Jays. Right. Did a great job, had a great year. Wish them all the best. Good luck.
Even though Calvin, anything surprised you about him in this camp so far?
Well, I think the detail of his game, we talked about it before camp, him and I, and, about what he needs to do to play in the NHL right now. I think more than anything, and what's going to get him to the NHL right now, and I think he's done that. And he's taken that, and he's done that, done what we asked him to do. The hounding part of the game, just the work ethic and the compete, playing predictable, playing direct, and for me, he's done that so far in camp, and he's done it in the games too.
You've mentioned you've met some of the Jays over the course of
yeah.
the summer. Does that give you a little personal stake in it?
For sure. I think it was great to go in there and meet the coaching staff and the manager, a couple players. I didn't meet too many players, but I met a couple of them. So definitely, makes it a little more personal for me. But, we're all excited here.
Springer's got the hockey mentality.
He does. He loved it. That's what he talked about. He said, I wanted to play hockey. He said back in Connecticut, he played as a young kid, and he just loved running over guys. He probably would have been a good player for us to have. We like those type of guys.
Yeah.